except they are. This gentleman says, my rights are not subject to restrictions based on the criminal acts of others, but they are. You have a right to free speech, correct? Do you have a right to print something that is libel of somebody? No. That's a restriction. That is a restriction on your free speech. Why? Because people were printing things that were libel of other people, and we determined that that was a restriction that needed to be put in place. You have a right to practice your religion, correct? If your religion requires you to sacrifice a goat in the town square every Thursday at high noon, do you have a right to do that? No, you don't. There are health restrictions. There are health codes that need to be abided by. There are restrictions to that. You have a right to keep and bear arms. There are certain arms that you are restricted from keeping and bearing. Why? Because there are restrictions in place to your rights based on the criminal activities of others. That's how society works, my friend. We take a look. Okay, I know that the people on the right say that our rights are ordained by God. They're not. We gave ourselves our rights. Okay, God didn't write the fucking Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, or any of other of our founding fathers' documents. We wrote them as human beings. We give ourselves rights, and then we determine to what limit those rights should be regulated. We do it with each and every one of our rights. It was put in the Constitution that you did not have a right to possess and consume alcohol, and then that was overturned, correct? But can you just possess and consume alcohol wherever you want, whenever you want, however you want? No, there are limitations to the rights that we have as human beings because of fuckwits who make it difficult for the rest of us. To kind of paraphrase Jim Jeffries, I should be able to drive as fast as I want on the road. Now, I get that driving is not a right, but I'm using this as an example. I should be able to drive as fast as I want on the road. I don't get into accidents. I'm very mindful of everything around me. Why can't I go 95 miles an hour on I-55? Well, because fuckwits out there were going 95 miles an hour and causing accidents and causing people to get harmed, injured, or even worse, killed. So there are limitations to that privilege of driving. That's how society works. I know that you don't like it, but that's how society works. So yes, your rights, I'm sorry, what did you say here? Are subject to restriction based on the criminal acts of others. But here's the thing. Like specifically when we're talking about guns, that's the big one for people on the right. If you are truly a law-abiding citizen, if you are truly somebody who is just a collector, just a hunter, just somebody who uses guns for target practice, you're not causing harm to anybody else, you're not out there performing criminal activities with your guns, then your rights aren't restricted. You can still own guns. You can still own a shitload of guns. You can still own a shitload of guns and apply for permits to carry your guns, drive around town with your guns, do many things that you want with your guns. If you're talking about should you be able to take a gun into a court building? No, that's a restriction. Are you talking about should you be able to take a gun into a school? No, that's a restriction. And it's not just us filthy liberals that put those restrictions on you. You know where else you can't carry a gun? Into the headquarters of the NRA. Into a Republican rally of any kind. Why? They put restrictions on your rights based on the criminal activities of others.